Hey, what's up, everybody? Wanted to jump on here and talk. It's been a couple weeks since I've recorded something. Been real busy, been struggling. The normal work-life balance that is non-existent. Mostly just work. But wanted to get on and give you an update on life, how everything's going. Hope you all are doing well that are listening to this. I hope the life is treating you well. Yeah, I usually do these like right before work. So, if there's any sounds in the background because I'm, chilling in my car currently and finding a free moment to come chat. So, anybody's radio that comes pulling up at the parking lot, that might be a thing. So, if you hear that, don't be surprised. But again, just wanted to get on and chat about a few things. I've been doing a lot of TikToks because I think it's really fun to make videos. I've been doing a little bit of motivational videos there to try to help people get through their day because I know when I was in that darkness a long time ago, I mean, still every once in a while I get the little pits of darkness, but I don't really allow myself to stay in them anymore because I'm very conscious of, that stuff isn't real. You know what I mean? The stuff I'm suffering is in my past, and the past can only hurt you if you allow it. We stay in these prolonged states of depression sometimes, and one of the hard pills to swallow is that a lot of times it can be your own choice. Now, I know that's a stigma type of thing that I'm not trying to say that any, because some people, major depression is real. It is a real thing, and a lot of people seem to have it seemingly uncontrollably, but like it's something like I've been trying to tell people, a lot of times one of the things that I had to realize is that the choices that I was making were also adding to the depression. And a lot of times, you also get like kind of like it's a normal place for you to be. So if you've been in depression for so long, being outside of that can be scary because like that's your whole reality. Like, you know what I mean? That's people expect that from you anymore. Like people be surprised when you're happy. That's the crazy thing. But you must know, and doctors and science can all this can confirm it. That a lot of the choices that you make on a day to day basis affect depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. The foods you eat, how much exercise you're getting, how much screen time you're getting. If you can check all these boxes that hey, I'm eating a terrible diet. I live on my phone all day watching videos that drive my emotions up and down. I never go outside, get any sunlight. I'm not eating the proper vitamins. If you're not doing any of those things or also not drinking enough water, like if you're not doing any of those things, you are like it's like Robin Williams said. It's like you're not even giving yourself a fighting chance. Um, and Robin Williams unfortunately did not make it, and that's one of the saddest things ever. And it just goes to show you that like just because you're rich, just because you're famous, doesn't mean that you're not depressed, that you're not sad. And that's the one of the keys here. Actually, that was not Robin Williams. I misquoted. That's Jim Carrey. I'm thinking of. Man, that was messed up. All right. Anyway, so that was a Jim Carrey quote. It's like if you're not eating right, exercising, you're not even giving yourself a fighting chance. Butchered. But anyway, so that's the keys to depression. Like once I started making these small adjustments and like even just forcing myself, like when I'm in a real state of depression and really sad, I force myself to go outside and go walk. And by the end of it, I feel 100% better. Like you need to go out and get yourself moving. So like if you think about back to like when you were a kid, for example, most, kids generally are not depressed. Like you start getting depressed, like depression and stuff when you're like teenage. But as a kid, you're outside, you're moving all the time, you're constantly interacting with friends, like that is the reason why you're not depressed is because you're consistently doing something that invokes happiness. You're in these states of joy. You don't think about anything else. The reason why we get depressed, is we overthink about everything. We overthink about all the things that make us sad, all the things that we don't have, all the things that, that have happened to us in our life. And the fact is, things have happened in your past. And one of the key things to remember too is that everybody around you has suffered with depression at least once or twice. And the idea that, it's a disease that you can't heal from, that you're gonna have forever is silly. Like that is, medical science at its finest, I guess, because like they'll tell you, hey, yeah, you got this, you need to take this pill for the rest of your life. And again, I would state it in my previous podcast for anybody that's listened, you have never been tested, for a chemical imbalance in your brain. Never. You fill out the little sheet that they give you at the doctor's office that talks about, have you been sad? Have you been feeling a certain type of way? And you check all these boxes. Yep, you have major depression. But without going into detail, without, hey, what has happened in your life? You know what I mean? What has occurred that caused this? And then, you don't have to say any of that stuff. They'll just give you drugs. They're just going to give you, hey, I'm going to give you these pills that are going to make you feel all right. And, you have depression. And the fact is, if you've done any kind of research into psychology, like depression is caused, yes, they say by a chemical imbalance, but what is the cause of that? You know what I mean? There's an underlying thing here. It is not, we are not just chemical vehicles. We are emotional, spiritual animals. You know what I mean? So you have to know that if you had trauma in your past, any kind of trauma that you have not healed from, not just by, I'm not talking about time because time doesn't heal you, but if you've had trauma in your life that you haven't healed from and you're wondering why you got depression, there's your answer. If you, like, that's one of the biggest myths that we've ever been told, is that time heals you. It does not heal anything. Like, the people around you are proof of that. 100%. You could take, say your parents, for example, and, if your parents had a rough childhood and stuff, I guarantee you they still wear that trauma today. This manifests itself in many ways. Just because you don't think about it doesn't mean that you haven't developed a eating habit where you eat your emotions. That you haven't developed a drinking habit where you drink your emotions away. Does any of this sound familiar? And these are key things. A lot of people, when they quit drinking or quit smoking cigarettes, they start picking up, eating. And you get a high from eating. So when you're depressed, you're sad, you go and you eat all these random junk foods and crap like that, and therefore you're eating your feelings. It's all a coping mechanism for the trauma that you're not healing. So how do you heal trauma? How do you heal this stuff? The greatest answer of all time is forgiveness. This is the only answer. You have to forgive yourself and the people who wronged you. And it is not 100% easy to do, but it is something that is the most powerful faculty we have. Forgiveness. So in the Law of One series, a book series that I've been obsessed with, and the Bible, all kinds of freaking different religious texts recommend forgiveness. And there's a reason. The Law of One says that in forgiveness lies the stoppage of the wheel of karma. So forgiveness, what that means is that forgiveness stops the wheel of karma, stops the different catalysts that you experience in your life that keep knocking you on the head because it wants you to forgive these feelings. These emotions that you have dealt with in the past don't go anywhere. There's all kinds of evidence. If you watch, I'm going to recommend a documentary for homework called Emotion. So there's prominent neuroscientists that suggest that emotions are things. They are pockets of energy that get trapped in your body, and they can manifest as other things. It sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, start to look at everybody around you, all the older people, all the people you have in your life, and you realize that people are not dealing with their emotions. They're not healing from time. I'm here to tell you that time doesn't heal you. Again, I have lost a child in my life, and I promise you that time did nothing to heal that. The drugs did nothing to heal that. The alcohol did nothing to heal that. And I destroyed myself for years because of it. And just because I, didn't think about her as much does not mean that I wasn't suffering. What I had to do was forgive myself because I couldn't save her. I had to forgive the doctors that couldn't save her. I had to forgive everybody. You know what I mean? These are the things that you have to do. You have to forgive. And the one way that you can do this is write letters. You don't even have to send the letters to the people, but the point is to write it out, get these raw emotions out, and let them go. Like you have that. So the thing about it is, you have nothing to lose if you try this. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So it doesn't, you're not going to lose anything, but hey, I'm going to try writing some letters and see how it makes me feel. Try it. Write the letters that you need to write to people, heal these emotions, and see if it does not change your life for the better. What is the other option? Continuing on in depression and seeking all these, getting all the meds from the pharmaceutical companies that keep you enslaved and fucking numb. Excuse my language, sorry. But that's what they want you to do. They want you to be numb. They want you to keep coming to them and paying them thousands of dollars instead of looking into these obviously better routes. And that's why I don't understand why anybody in this day and age, especially after the last couple of years, trusts the pharmaceutical companies. I have no idea. I guess it's because we want to believe that they're here to help us. And in reality, they're not here to help us. They're here to make money from us. If we were not sick, they would not exist. And again, these companies have paid out billions of dollars in damages to people for their medications that they have misrepresented, man. Like Pfizer, for instance, paid out the biggest settlement in history for lying about medication, and yet people still trust them. It's wild to me. It's I don't know, pure ignorance, I guess. But in any case, I digressed a little bit there. So, what is the key here? Forgiveness, my friends. Practice forgiveness in every single day, every single moment of your life. Practice forgiveness. This means literally why Jesus was talking about that. That is the reason. Like if you read the Law of One series, read the Bible, you start to realize that these ancient spiritual truths are universal and they're trying to tell us something. Forgiveness is everywhere. This is something you need to do in practice. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm going to jump off here because I got to go to work. Again, like and follow for more inspirational messages. Check me out on TikTok, Reflections with 3s instead of E's. Check me out on YouTube, Reflections also with 3s instead of E's. Same words, okay? Anyway, many blessings. Have a great day.